Right, here's the measurement sheet, side 2. Now we've got a box with a square base. So let's draw a box. We know it's got a square base. Has a height that is 5 centimetres more than the side of the base. So we'll let x be the sides of the base, which is square. So the height is 5 centimetres more than that. Find an expression for the volume, the surface area, and the total length of framework for the box. So if we start with the volume, length times width times height. Now you can practice some expanding on that. We'd have x squared here, obviously. X squared times x is x cubed, plus x squared times 5 would be 5x squared. Right, let's think about the surface area. Okay, so surface area. If we take the area of the bottom face, which would be x squared, there's 2 of those, plus, now if we take the area of a side, which would be x times x plus 5, and there are 4 of those. So that's my equation, and if we tidy that up, surface area. Now we want the total length of framework for the box. So we'd need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lengths of x, plus 1, 2, 3, 4 lengths of x plus 5. And we need to tidy that up. I'm going to run out of room. Right, now you can pause and have a go at the next question. This one's about a cylinder. The height of a cylinder is 3 times the radius of its base, so if that's r, then the height must be 3r. Volume of a cylinder is the area of the bottom, pi r squared, times the height, which in this case is 3r. So if we tidy that up, we're going to get 3 pi r cubed. Right, surface area of a cylinder, now that's a bit more complicated. Obviously the area of the top and the bottom, which is pi r squared, and there's 2 of those, plus. Now it may be that you're given the formula, but if not, then you need to remember how to find the area of the curved part of a cylinder. That curved part of the cylinder, if you unwrap it, is actually a rectangle. The height of that rectangle would be 3r, and the total distance around the rectangle is the same as the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. So that's how I would get the area of the curved part. So it would be 3r times 2 pi r. And you can try that, pause it, have a go by yourself. Now we're rearranging the formulas. You need to know these formulas for a start, so looking back a few pages we can get a few of them. Volume of a cone is going to be pi r squared h, which is a cylinder, divided by 3. We want to rearrange that to have h equals. So we'll start by multiplying both sides by 3. And then to find h, we'd need to divide both sides by pi r squared. Okay, radius, this time we want to find the r. So same formula, same start. Now we want to find r, so we need to divide both sides by pi and h. Just come up over here. And then clearly to find r we'd need to find the square root. Now sometimes you need to think about whether that's positive and negative. When we square root numbers you can have positive and negative, but if you're talking about a radius obviously you only want the positive answer because you can't have a negative radius. Okay, area of a circle, and we want r out of that, so change the subject to the formula so it says r equals. So we'll start by dividing both sides by pi. And then we need to square root. That will give us the radius. Once again we only want the positive. Now volume of a cylinder, we want r out of that, so dividing both sides by the pi and the h. And then r would be the whole square root of that. Right, volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. If you write it that way it makes it a bit easier. We want to make r the subject of the formula, so we'll begin by multiplying both sides by 3. Now dividing both sides by 4 pi. And lastly, to work out r, we'd need to take the cube root this time, so r would equal the cube root of 3v over 4 pi. Right, surface area of a sphere. The surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r squared. That'd probably give you the formula, or you could look it up. Now we want r out of that, so we're obviously going to divide by 4 pi first, both sides. And then to work out r, once again square rooting the whole lot. We'll leave it like that. You can square root 4, but we'll leave it like that. Okay, area of a trapezium. Depends how it's written originally, but let's leave it like that. So we want h out of there, so I would start by multiplying both sides by 2. No, we won't expand, because if I want h by itself, we could just divide both sides by that whole black bracket, and then we get h equals. Right, same formula, so we'll go for the same start by multiplying both sides by 2, but this time because we want a out of that we're going to have to start by expanding. Now we want the a term, so we'll get rid of the bh, and then we'll divide both sides. We want a on its own, so we'll divide both sides by h. A equals, and we'll leave it like that. There's possibly other simplifying we could do. Oh, not over 2, I want it over h. You could split that up, of course, and have 2a over h. And then it would equal 2a over h minus b. So either of those would work.